Hope you're doing well. If you've played the golf course recently, you know how tough our rough is right now. I actually played a club yesterday. Their rough is just like ours. We're kind of seeing it all over this part of the country with just how fast the grass is growing. You see it at your lawn at home. You cut the grass and 2 days later you can probably mow it again. Huge thank you to Brent and his team. They're really trying to keep on top of the rough as much as they can. They're mowing every single day. Once we get through Memorial Day, things will start to slow down. The rough heights won't be so bad, won't be so thick. But until then, I thought I'd send you a quick video of just my idea of playing out of the rough and how I think you should handle the shot. So here I have two golf balls set. I have one that's sitting nice and pretty. I have one that's kind of sitting down in that, what we call a bird's nest, really sitting down in the rough. So for the one that's nice and pretty, here on number 18, I have no problem hitting a hybrid out of this lie. I like that play out of the rough if the lie is decent. So for that shot, I'm going to choke up on the club. And the reason I'm doing that is I want to have control of the club face, right? So the closer my hands are to the club face, the more control I have. So I'm going to choke up a little bit just to control the face. One of the things that happens in the rough is once the club touches the rough, it tends to twist. And if it twists down, that's the ball that can get kind of running low and left and doesn't get up in the air. Thing to remember here is I'm trying to advance the golf ball and get it back in play. So I've driven it in the rough. I'm in a tough spot. The worst thing I can do is put myself in another tough spot. So I want to play smart, get the ball back in play so I can, have a good score on this hole. So we're going to put the ball back in our stance. And the reason we're doing that is we're really trying to encourage ball first contact. So if the ball's more forward in your stance, the club tends to hit the grass too early and then twists and gets caught up. So we're going to put the ball back in our stance. We're going to widen our stance. And I really want to focus on a 3/4 aggressive swing. So I'm going to take the club back to about 3/4 here. I'm going to follow through to about 3/4. The ball should come out kind of low, and I call it low and hot. It's going to come out running. And I'm just trying to get this ball to advance down the fairway. So I have it back in my stance. I'm choking up. I'm going to have a 3/4 swing. I'm going to be aggressive. And I'm just trying to advance it down the fairway. So it's going to come out low. It's going to come out running. Try to get it back in the fairway so we can score on our next shot. So on this lie, you could probably actually still play a hybrid out of this lie. It's not a bad play. But just for demonstration purposes, I'm going to grab my 8-iron. So I'm going to grab some more loft. Generally speaking, more loft tends to be more forgiving. But it's the same type of motion. So the ball's sitting down on the ground. You got to make sure in the rough you have kind of top of the grass and you have bottom of the ground. You got to make sure you go to the bottom of the ground in the rough, right? So if you stay up on top of the grass, you're going to blade the shot and the ball won't get airborne. So again, back in my stance, I'm choking up. I'm going to do that 3/4 motion. I'm going to make sure I get all the way down to the bottom of the ground, nice and aggressive. And again, I'm just trying to advance the ball back into play. Big thing in the rough, take what it'll give you, right? So here I'm on 18. If you're on number 1 or whatever it is and you drive the ball into the rough, getting on the green may not be the play, right? The big thing is you're trying to advance the ball towards the green, put yourself in a position where you can still have a chance to make par. We don't want to hit a shot where the ball only goes 10 yards and now we're really in trouble. So just to recap, we're going to choke up, move the ball back in your stance, 3/4 motion, really aggressive. Make sure you go down to the bottom of the ground, get that good thud, and 3/4 finish. Hope this helps your game. Thanks so much.